Legend had it that the entity was once a heartbroken teacher, driven to madness by the loss of her beloved students in a tragic fire that engulfed the school. Unable to bear the overwhelming pain and sorrow, she had taken her own life within the school walls, her grief and despair seeping into the very foundation of the building, tainting it forever. Evil ghost, as the entity. Over time, the legend of the grieving teacher transformed into whispers of a malevolent entity, a shadowy figure that haunted the halls, seeking solace in the silence and solitude of the abandoned school. For decades, the entity had slumbered, its malevolence contained within the school's crumbling walls, waiting for something to awaken it from its dark slumber. The laughter of children was now a distant memory, replaced by the eerie whispers of the wind and the scuttling of rats in the dark corners. Evil ghost, as the entity. The entity reveled in the silence, drawing a strange comfort from the feeling of abandonment and decay that permeated the air. But the unexpected arrival of the schoolgirls shattered the stillness, their innocent laughter a jarring intrusion into the entity's long-held domain of silence. The sound was a painful reminder of all that had been lost, awakening a deep-seated rage within its spectral heart, a rage that had been dormant for years. The entity stirred from its slumber, its shadowy tendrils reaching out from the darkness, sensing the presence of the unsuspecting girls, ready to reclaim its domain. A book falling from a shelf, its pages fluttering open to reveal a chilling illustration. S4. At first, the occurrences were subtle, easy to dismiss as tricks of the imagination. Little did they know, these were just the beginning.
A cold breeze swirling around us, carrying with it the faint scent of lavender and decay. It was as if the wind itself whispered secrets.
A whisper of a name, barely audible yet sending shivers down our spines. The whispers seemed to come from nowhere and everywhere at once.
The girls, initially dismissive, began to feel a creeping sense of unease, their laughter fading to nervous giggles. The atmosphere grew heavier with each passing day.
She felt a constant prickling on the back of her neck, as if unseen eyes were watching their every move. S1. Sophia, her senses always heightened to the supernatural, was the first to acknowledge that something was amiss. She could feel the presence lurking in the shadows.
It was tall and gaunt, its edges blurred and indistinct. It seemed to flicker in and out of existence. When she blinked, it was gone. S5. One evening, as the setting sun cast long shadows across the schoolyard, Emily swore she saw a fleeting figure silhouetted against the fading light. It was there for just a moment.
She shared her experience with the others, her voice trembling slightly despite her attempts to appear brave. The fear was palpable among them.
Their laughter, once so carefree, was now tinged with apprehension, their games shadowed by an unspoken fear. S1. But Amelia, her pragmatic mind always searching for a logical explanation, couldn't shake off the feeling that something wasn't right. S5. Chloe, ever the skeptic, dismissed it as a figment of Emily's imagination. She refused to believe in the supernatural. The entity, its power amplified by the locket's release, grew bolder, feeding off the fear and confusion it sowed.
Its attacks escalated from subtle disturbances to terrifying displays of its power, shaking the very foundation of our reality.
One by one, we began to disappear, each vanishing under mysterious and increasingly sinister circumstances.
It started with Chloe, the first to fall victim to the entity's malevolent grasp.
We had been sketching in the old schoolhouse, our pencils scratching across our sketch pads, when Chloe announced she needed more charcoal, her voice echoing in the eerie silence.
She left to search for some in the old supply closet, promising to be back soon, but the minutes stretched into an eternity.
But Chloe didn't return, her absence growing more ominous with each passing second.
The remaining girls searched for her, their calls echoing through the empty hallways, growing more desperate and frantic.
We found her sketchbook lying open on the floor, her charcoal pencil rolled to a stop beside it, but Chloe was gone, vanished without a trace.
The air grew heavy with a cloying scent of lavender and decay, sending shivers down our spines and filling us with dread.
Panic began to set in, our laughter replaced by frantic whispers and nervous glances over our shoulders, as we realized the true danger we were in.
The entity, its form solidifying with each disappearance, reveled in their fear, its shadowy tendrils coiling around the schoolhouse, cutting off any chance of escape, sealing our fate.
We were trapped, our once safe haven transformed into a prison of our own making, with no way out and no hope of rescue.